Hey guys, a million card tricks here. So before I get into the trick, I just want to give a huge thanks to KaanReviews for featuring me on his channel. It's a huge honor for being featured on his channel since I've actually been a very long-time fan of his. So yeah, it's really cool to be here on his channel for the first time. And today I'm going to be showing you guys a very cool looking trick, and this is what it looks like. So first, the spectator can go ahead and shuffle the deck as much as they would like to. It's a completely impromptu trick. And what's going to happen is the spectator is going to select any card they want to, and in the real trick, I would not be able to see the card, but in this case, since I don't have a spectator, I'll go ahead and take a look. So over here we have the 3 of diamonds, alright? We're going to go ahead and leave that 3 of diamonds in the center of the pack, and we'll get back to it in a little bit. Just please remember that card the best you can. Alright, so now this, we can shuffle the deck just a little bit more. And basically, in this trick, we're going to be playing a game called Follow the Leader. So I'll give the spectator half the deck to play along. And what's going to happen is first, I'll demonstrate what I want them to do. So they're going to just follow my every move. So I'm going to cut off roughly half of my pile here, and they're going to do the same. Now I'm going to place my half on top of their pile, and they're going to place theirs on top of mine, just like this, alright? So, now I would instruct them to basically just take their pile and give it a quick little shuffle, just like this, and maybe some cuts as well if they so desire. So they're going to go ahead, shuffle their pile, and maybe give it some cuts just to kind of mix up the cards a little bit more. Ooh, yeah, that will really mix up those cards. Alright, so now I'm going to flip over to my pile here, and they're going to flip over their pile just like this. So now we're going to be going through both of the piles, and we're going to see whose pile has the spectator's card. Now, please remember what your card is, but do not say it out loud, or don't, make an exclamation if you see your card in my pile or your pile. Just kind of keep it in your head whose pile it's in. So we're going to go through the cards one at a time here, just like this. So please remember your card the best you can. We'll just go very slow here just so that you can see all the cards, alright? Perfect. Alright. The spectator is not saying anything. I'm just going through the cards here. Alright, so I have no idea what your card is, but did you see your card in there? And they're going to say, no, I didn't. Alright, so that probably means, since it's not in my pile, it's probably in your pile, but we'll just be sure, alright? And I also forgot to mention, they would be dealing out the cards here. At this point, they would actually be taking the cards and taking a look, and they tell me that their card is neither in my pile or their pile, and I say, that's impossible. I mean, you picked a card, right? It's somewhere in the deck, but you didn't see it in either of our piles, and we just went through every single card one at a time. That's impossible. Well, I think I know what the deck is doing. The deck is being a little bit naughty right now, so what's going to happen is, first, we need to summon the card. I think that's the only way that we're going to get it back. And to do this, we're going to need to say its name. So please tell me the name of the card right now. For the first time, the spectator would say it out loud. The 3 of diamonds. Really. Watch. THREEFODIAMONDS. The 3 of diamonds. And hopefully, we got it. Perfect. 3 of diamonds now back in the deck. And that is essentially the trick, guys. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this trick, and stick around for the tutorial. Alright guys, so here's the tutorial for the trick that you just saw. So this is actually a completely impromptu trick. It can be done with a borrowed deck of cards and a completely shuffled deck of cards. So go ahead, get a deck of cards, and follow along. Basically, you can give your deck a shuffle, you can hand it over to the spectator, they can go ahead and shuffle the cards. It really doesn't matter. They are going to be allowed to pick any card, no force or anything like that. So let's say they pick the card, they're going to look at it, and you're going to look away. But in this case, we can look. So it's the Queen of Diamonds, alright? You're going to take the Queen, and basically just control it to the top of the deck however way you want. Alright, so you could do like a false slip cut, which I believe KaanReviews teaches on his channel, so if you want to learn that, you should check that video out. But yeah, basically any way you want to control their card to the top of the pack. Now you can give it some shuffles, just maintaining their card on top of the deck, just like this, so that it remains on top of the deck. Alright, so now what's going to happen is you're going to give the spectator roughly half the deck. It really doesn't matter exactly how many, but just cut off about half the cards, and hand it to them and just tell them to hold on to it, and we're going to play a little game called Follow the Leader. This part is pretty much exactly how you see it is in the performance, nothing really too special here. So you're going to cut off roughly half of your pile and instruct them to do the same. So they're going to cut off roughly half of theirs. What this is doing, the switching part, you're putting your half on top of theirs, their half on top of yours. And since you gave them the top half of the deck, their card was actually there, but when you just switched it, now you actually have their card right on top of your pile. So that is exactly the position that you want to be in right now. So now that you know their card is on top, what you're going to do is you're going to instruct them to start shuffling the cards. And you're going to do this by performing an overhand shuffle. Now you're not going to do a normal overhand shuffle by taking a block of cards. You're going to take one single card first. So just hold the cards like this, peel off one card with your thumb. That's their selection, by the way. And then you can start peeling off multiple cards and blocks and just shuffling on top. And that's going to control their card to the bottom of the pack, and that is exactly what you want to do. So tell them to do that. They're going to shuffle the cards. As they're shuffling, you can continue shuffling just by retaining that card on the bottom, just like this. You can shuffle as many times as you want. Just keep your fingers here on that card as you shuffle so that it will stay on the bottom. So as they're shuffling, you're kind of doing this shuffle as misdirection. What you're going to do at one point, whenever you want to, you're just going to kind of flip the deck over in like a 180 degrees, and you're going to get a little peek at their card, because now their card is on the bottom, so you can get a little peek just by taking the cards, lifting them up to yourself so you can see Queen of Diamonds, and then just take the cards in your hand and flip them back over. So now you know their card is the Queen of Diamonds, and that's all you need to know. So just remember their card is the Queen of Diamonds. So now what you're going to do is you're going to actually lift up on the top card, and you're also going to tell the spectator, you can shuffle the cards, and you can also give the cards some cuts, and you're just going to double undercut this top card to the bottom of the pack. So take roughly half the cards, move them to the top, still holding that break, and then take the rest of the cards from the break, move them to the top. So now you've just taken a random card from the top, moved it to the bottom. So now their selection is second from the bottom, and that is exactly where you want to be. So they're also going to give the cards some cuts. It really doesn't matter because this pile has all random cards, and it does not matter if this pile is shuffled or not. So now what you're going to do is you're going to flip over your pile face up, and just be sure to keep the cards square, because if you accidentally, flip over the cards and leave them spread out, they might see their selection there. So just keep it nice and square like this, and tell them to flip theirs over as well. Tell them to hold it in their hand, and you're going to hold your pile in your hand. So what's going to happen is you're going to be explaining that we're going to see which pile their card is in, and when they see it, just don't say anything. As you talk, you can either do a pinky count like this, or you can riffle up from the back and just get a break right below the top two cards, all right? And that's all you need to do, just get a break. Now you're gonna start counting the cards one by one. The only lie that you're telling here is this is going to be a double. The very first card that you put down is actually going to be two cards. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna pick up both cards from the break as the first card, kind of just give them a little bit of a bend like this, because that will keep the cards square when you drop them both on the table, because this is actually two cards. Their card is actually right beneath it. So just do this in one fluid motion there, and then just keep going and just be consistent with the rest of the cards, and just go nice and slow. And now their card is on the bottom of the pile. You're going to go through all these cards here, and obviously they're not going to be able to see their cards. So just go through all the cards just to be sure that they, don't see their card. So they're going to say, all right, so my card's not in there. So obviously that probably means it's in their pile. So now what you're going to do is you're going to tell them, start dealing the cards face up on the table one at a time to make sure that their card is in their pile. What you're going to do is you're going to go back in your memory. You're going to remember what the card was that you peeked at. You're going to remember it was the Queen of Diamonds. Now you're going to do some silent spelling / counting in your head as they deal down the cards. As they deal out the cards slowly, one at a time, you're going to be spelling out Queen of Diamonds, one card for each letter. Just spell that out as they deal in your head. So this is what you're going to do. As they deal, they're going to just deal the cards down. You're going to spell Queen of Diamonds. In your head, as they deal, you're going to go, all right, Q, U, E, E, N, O, F, D, I, A, M, O, N, D, S. When you reach the S, make sure you note what card is at the S position. That goes for any suit and any card that they choose. When you reach the final letter of the spelling of the card, just be sure to note what that card is. So 5 of diamonds. Just kind of keep this card in your memory and just be sure to remember it, because the spectator's not going to stop. They're just going to keep going. So you're just going to have to quickly remember that 5 of diamonds, all right? So now they're going to keep going, and obviously their card is not going to be anywhere in this pile. What you're going to do is you're going to act like you're kind of like double checking, just making sure that the spectator didn't, mess up or anything. So you're going to pick up their pile and you're going to be like, are you sure you really didn't see it in there at all? You're going to look for that key card, 5 of diamonds. You're going to split their pile in 2 halves, just like this, exactly where that key card is. So you're going to split it so that the 5 of diamonds is now on the bottom of this half here. So all you have to do now is take the pile without the key card and just place it on top of your pile, which is on the table here. Place it right there on top. And now you're going to pick up all the cards on the table and place them on top of the pile with the key card. Just place them right there on top. Now the trick is essentially over. You've pretty much just finished the entire trick. And if you think about it, this is how it works. In your head, when you were spelling out Queen of Diamonds and then you found the 5 of Diamonds was the last card there, you basically split all the cards. So now in your hand, you were just holding the exact amount of cards needed to spell Queen of Diamonds, and you place them right there on top of the deck. And remember, the spectator selection was right on top of the half on the table, so when you place those cards right underneath, you basically just placed all the cards needed to spell Queen of Diamonds right on top of the Queen of Diamonds. So now, when you ask them for their card, they're going to say Queen of Diamonds, and you're just going to spell out QUEENOFDIAMONDS. And always, the next card down will always be their card, the Queen of Diamonds, or whatever their card was. That is essentially the trick, guys, and now they can examine everything. Everything's completely examinable at this point in the trick. So yeah, it's a really, really impossible trick because they picked the card themselves. It was a completely free choice. They saw you shuffle the deck and everything, and then we did the whole follow the leader thing where we kind of were mixing up the cards even more. We dealt out the cards one at a time, face up on the table, and that is just the real convincer that will completely fool people because they saw you go through every single card and their card really wasn't there, and then all you have to do is spell their card and it just appears out of nowhere, and it's just a completely impossible trick. So anyways, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this trick. Come over to my channel if you want to learn more cool tricks like this. My channel is A Million Card Tricks. Go ahead, subscribe to my channel, and you can learn more awesome card tricks just like this. So once again, I want to thank KaanReviews for featuring me on his channel. I really love this guy a lot. He's a super awesome YouTuber, great magician, and yeah, so thanks for having me. See you guys next time. Bye.